everybody. Welcome on into your go-to show for local sports here on the Shore, the Delmarva Sports Insider. I'm Brandon Bossert.
And I'm Chris Brunk. Welcome into the show. Our newest team member, Anthony Joseph, will be on with us in just a bit.
Yep, that's right. We are very excited for that. But first, let's go over what we have in store for you tonight. Salisbury head coach Sherman Wood with the honor of a lifetime named National Coach of the Year this week.
Plus, we'll be talking a lot of wrestling tonight. A number of local schools coming out to Parkside for the annual holiday tournament. We spoke with quite a few top athletes who were taking to the mats, and Cambridge, South Dorchester, and Seaford basketball with big weeks respectively.
Yep, and we can't wait to get to that. But first, let's begin on the mats where the Parkside Holiday Tournament kicking things off earlier today in Salisbury, as we got a chance to see plenty of local athletes and schools taking part in this tournament. Let's begin with the Parkside Rams.
Yeah, they started off 2-0 this year in dual meets. Head coach Bert Cashman believes his team is off to a pretty good start. Parkside had a good experience in last week's tournament in Delmar. Cashman said that experience, multiple matches of the tournament, along with a really good week of practice, has been enough to know that his team is on the right track.
And that's not surprising. Cashman is looking to wrestlers like Cam Green, Colby Jones, Cannon Cornish, as well as Abdul Jabrella and Rocco Talley to set good examples. He has already noticed a couple of kids putting in hard work this offseason and has watched them improve in the tournament. Cashman and Jabrella go into detail about the changes in the team from just a year ago.
These kids have understood now that they have to develop an identity, and we're excited about that. We're excited about that challenge.
So much different in skill, mindset, and I think we've got so much better. We put in the work every day, come to practice every day. We have a positive mindset, and we work hard for good results.
Now moving on to Colonel Richardson wrestling team led by head coach Brian Hall has produced like they thought they would, winning matches they should and surprising themselves, scoring high in ones where they thought they were long shots, with the starting lineup of 8 sophomores and 3 freshmen returning from last year's team. Coach Hall is looking for Evan Alexander to lead this team, with brother Anthony Alexander making major improvements to help out. He's also looking to superstar freshman Ethan Thomas. Even with all of this, Coach Hall has been working on growing the girls wrestling program out there in American Corner for the last 7 years. With 20 girls, 28 boys on the team as well, they were able to get some girls to qualify in states and hope to improve the program even further.
And Y-High's head coach Nate Stone is very optimistic following what he believes is a good start to their 2025 season. With a lot of freshmen and sophomores developing their skills, he believes that they're looking pretty good right now. And as a team, they're cleaning up rapidly, putting in max effort. There's over 70 kids in the program, including JV. He's looking to his core group that has experience to help take everyone's skills to the next level. Guys like Dion Finney, Miles Outlaw, Kevin Mount Dustin, and Corey Richardson, just some of the names of those wrestlers who have helped get the inexperienced newcomers into peak shape. With the team having longer practices, Dion Finney has noticed the change in the wrestlers this year. He believes that they can achieve through hard work and willpower alone.
This year we've had a lot of placers. I took third in our first tournament. A couple kids took second. We have a lot of kids that are not experienced, but they're getting a lot of wins just because they're trying hard in practice and on the mat. So it doesn't really matter how much you know sometimes and how much skills you have. If you want it more, if you want to win more than that other person, that's all that matters.
A lot of great teams out there in the Bayside looking to challenge Decatur's dominance. 5 straight state titles for Decatur. Let's check in now with WMDT's sports anchor Anthony Joseph with a look at some of the Henlopen squads now.
Thank you so much, Brandon. And taking a look first at the Laurel Bulldogs, of course, this is a team that's expected to compete for a Division II state title in Delaware. The Bulldogs feel like they belong in the conversation with top programs like St. Mark's, as well as Delaware Military, who won the DIA Division II championship in consecutive years. Laurel graduated their heavyweight anchor, who was a 2-time conference champ, but among several wrestlers that could compete for individual titles, Laurel is leaning on Stanley Pete at 165. The Bulldogs say that they'll be relying on their team's relentless mentality this season to push for a championship.
Whether it's in the wrestling room or out on the mat out during a tournament or a dual meet, I mean it's constantly going. We don't really have a lot of people, if any, that give up on the mat.
We're young, we're feisty, and we're going to go with anybody. We got kids, they want to learn, they're continuously in the room trying to get better. We got kids going to extra practices after practice.
And in Delmar this season, the Wildcats are looking to build on last year's campaign. Delmar has a lot of new faces on the roster this season, graduating a lot of seniors and bringing in a lot of young talent. Not satisfied with last year's result, the Wildcats have their sights set on team duels in Delaware, led by guys like Teddy Goff and senior Jasmine Sneed, who places his states last year. Sneed says their young guns have really been stepping up, and the bond between everyone on this year's team is as close as it's ever been.
I think we have a pretty good team this year. We lost a lot of seniors, but I think the upcoming kids make up for it. We're all more motivated and our connection's better, We get better and better every year. We don't really give up, and we're not going to be a walk in the park, We're definitely a force to be reckoned with.
And finally, the Woodbridge Raiders, another young team that coaches think will have to work through some growing pains. Out of their starting 14, they've got 7 freshmen and sophomores. But even with the younger roster, the senior class has developed a strong culture under head coach Brandon Dooley. They've got King Peden at 144. A junior has started the season 11-1, and a rising sophomore, of course, Cooper Kendrick, who is wrestling at 113. Woodbridge feels like if they work hard, they could compete for division championship at the end of the year. Now let's send it back over to Brandon and Chris.
All right, thank you very much, Anthony. And hey, stay updated while we're at these games in real time. Follow WMDT Sports on Facebook and X right now. And we have a number of teams who think that they can take the division crown in the Henlopen and South this season, including a team with 2 important pieces back. Seaford with the 2 Matthews brothers coming back into town. So Seaford hosting Laurel in early season Henlopen and South basketball action. Bulldogs, very tough team in that South battle, led by these 2, Brock Hill and Keyshawn Copes. Vincent Evans, phenomenal once again. Step back, 3-pointer. That one's good. Evans, one of the junior leaders on this squad. Laurel's got a deep roster as well. There's Asante Laughlin with the tray ball. Aswan Matthews is back in Seaford along with his brother Azion. They were in Middletown last season.
Keep an eye on Aswan right here. A turnover and then in transition an alley-oop slam.
Look at that, man.
Oh my goodness.
It is going to be fun to watch Seaford this year.
Azion still has time to sit out after transferring, but he will be back soon. Seaford would come out on top in this game, 59-53 over Laurel. Vincent Evans leads the team with 23 points on the night. Matthews and Nichols both scoring 12. Seaford is now 3-1. And rivals Cambridge, South Dorchester, and Queen Anne's meeting earlier this week. The ball passed out to Hegedus right there. He drives into the paint, shoots, and he gets that one to fall for the Lions. And now a turnover in transition here. It's Kobe Ennels. He races down the court, slams it in. Points for the big man for the Vikings right there. Now we've got Jadarian Thompson with the ball. He passes it to Holthouse. He shoots and he drains that one from downtown. Speaking of draining threes, Vikings Thomas Wilson drained 4 threes on the night.
Yeah, Thomas Wilson, he's going to be a player to watch out for Cambridge South Dorchester. He can make them absolutely deadly. Amari Baynard now making his way into the paint, windmill, and gets that tough bucket for Queen Anne's. Samaj Pinder racing to the bucket. Unsung hero for Cambridge South Dorchester. Watch that turnaround basket there. Pretty shot as Cambridge able to win this one over Queen Anne 72-63. Ennels, he's maybe the best player in the entire Bayside, 22 points. Thomas Wilson not far behind with 18. Thing about Cambridge, they went to the 1A state championship last year, and with this starting squad of players, even though they've lost LaShawn Moody, very well could make it back to that state championship. Some of those were some of the local teams in our area, and plenty more will be at next week's Governor's Challenge. We stopped by the Civic Center. We're talking Gov Challenge when the Delmarva Sports Insider returns.
Sean Tucker, head boys basketball coach at Cambridge South Dorchester, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.